But we're going into Tundra now. It's a 3-1 scoreline. Tomatitos bringing 2 277s, Super Conqueror, 2 VZs, and 1 CS. CatJAM bringing 1 113, 2 277s, a Super Conqueror, and 2 VZs. Yeah, I think except in the case of some of these obvious things where like that first Ghost Town game where you're trying to get to that cap as quickly as possible. Right. I think 277 is probably like almost always superior to a 113, right? In other situations, and especially on a map like this, unless you're trying to get somewhere fast, like those just little divots and little gun depression issues, the 113 can make a lot better use.
And Toma did pick this map while CatJAM chose to start on defense, is what it seems like.
Ah, okay. And so first time we're going to see Tundra this season. A split with Sheep going to the south to be the eyes in his CS. And the VZs, it looks like the duo at G1 are going to stay dark. I don't even think they're necessarily poked out yet. They're just going to stay hidden and not detected. But I could be wrong. They may poke in a little bit. Sheep seeing if he got lit.
And this is the first time we have seen Tundra. And from what I've heard from, some of the callers and the captains, is like the VZ is like made for this map. Like that's why we saw them. Like we kind of went through the tank pick, and I'm sorry I missed that, boys, with the thingy, the scene changes. But basically, VZs are really good on this map.
Yeah, I'd be on.
And they both teams locked them in first.
But even if I was picking the first, or like, it doesn't matter.
Right. I mean, if you look at where the caps
VZs
are,
and then figuring out from there, like whether I'm on attack defense, because I just don't see how. I don't know what comp you bring where you don't bring 2 VZs. Even if you're going light or if you're going heavy, you're bringing 2 VZs. So just ready them up first, and then figure out the other tanks later as you see what your opponents are picking. And Sheep just still being cheeky. It's the slowest initial I think we've seen this match set. And maybe, you know what? Maybe last game CatJAM just got a little overexcited. They won the game before that playing very hyper aggressive.
Correct.
And then they may have just, the adrenaline was pumping and they just went a little too aggro and they got punished.
They did. They did.
Some spotting. I think he spotted.
But like I told you, I feel like I was right. Like these two matchups have been very entertaining.
Yes.
They really have been, especially like with how aggressive these two teams have been so aggressive against each other. And I like that. I like the grappling. It's like they're wrestling, Yeah,
brawling is great. Brawling is fantastic, and it a lot of times just becomes a little quick decision making and skill and teamwork. It becomes.
Toma looks like grouping up here.
If you're a team that wins brawls, you set the tempo by saying, you know what, we're not going to run some fancy schmancy strategy. We're going to run very simple stuff, and we're going to be there with more guns than you, or with as many guns as you, and we're going to win every time. And nothing is more demoralizing than facing that and losing.
I don't know if I know he lit XVM. I don't know if he lit Haru. I don't know if Haru was poking.
I don't think he lit the second one. But it's enough for them to make the trigger call. And here comes the North play.
Yep, here comes the North play.
Hit or two as he pushes. Hector is now joining him. They do take a shot at Honey Badger. One does connect. And these three will continue forward to try to pick up
Hector held his shots.
He runs away. And look at this serve. Will try to get towards the cap possibly as Fluky tries to see off Honey Badger.
They are flexing back. Sheep looks like he's
getting a shot in. Yeah, those look how fast they are. They're already at C1
64.
V1.
Yeah, 64.
They're just hoofing it just so quickly, and Honey Badger's down to 540 health. Hector,
they're just Papega driving.
Taking a free hit there though, and Hector, please. They're here. They're here. Back up. Hector will probably go down here. 1-0 damage track. Later.
Oh, Hector, no.
Hasu's continuing forward.
Oh, come on, Bastion, get out the way! You're trying to.
You will not get the kill. They're trying to get the kill.
They tried to get the kill.
Drive past. He's going to get the kill before.
They're backing off to get more guns.
Goes into the tracks in the space to armor.
Oh my god!
Now they still do kill him. Sebastian will go down next.
Yep, there he goes.
The Mountain Serve is getting shots in,
and that was the first kill 4 minutes in.
CatJAM though. They just continue forward. They've made the defense their attack. They've cleaned up the south, and now it's a Super Conqueror on Super Conqueror.
Drogon trying to get safe here after shooting XVM.
And Bolt just trying
almost loaded.
Get the shot. Everyone's just ring around the rosy. Pocket full of posy. Around we go. Serve. I'm sorry. The VZ
You are going
is
to
loaded.
die.
And you're lucky. He low rolled, I think, so you're fine. No, I don't know.
Maybe you get one more shot off. No, he definitely low rolled because 490 times 2.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but my math isn't so good. Hasu driving towards
Drogon.
Japirona. Yeah, Drogon.
Drogon. We're just gonna call him Drogon now.
Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah, it's easier.
And Bolt finishes Fluky and CatJAM. Second victory.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I mean, it's defense. I always say, yeah, it's defense, but I don't think the Tomatitos necessarily played that poorly.
Poorly?
Easy's so fast to flex.
I don't know what the whole point of bringing a CS is. Like, I guess like it's just like really fast to flex. Like he saw Sheep is definitely their caller. So he saw those two out of position, and he called for it. That 113 is still south. And he was and he was like, who was it? Like demonic. So he was left at like very close to death. But it's really interesting because the CS actually gets like what 2200 HP with hardening. So it literally has like heavy tank, like, you know, base heavy tank HP, but he only got 480 damage.
Style HP,
right?
Like it has like it's above the.
It was Newton, so Newton literally just took him out. They just had a 1v1 down there, while Sheep only got 484 damage. So that's like what 2 shots, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and Hector also only getting out 1 shot of damage in his BC. I mean,
Hector got cut out so badly. I don't know if it was called the cross. I don't know if it was called the cross or something like that. It was just like one of those weird scenarios because I feel like they didn't get lit crossing right when they came back. I think that's what won it for them. CatJAM.
Yeah, I don't think they had lit them crossing because I don't think like the Super Conqueror had pushed up to that point yet on the, I guess it's the D line, I believe, where the 2 Super Conquerors were kind of having their duel. But at the same time, I don't know if he could have spotted them in time. I'm unsure exactly where they were situated at that time. But yeah, I mean, I don't know what to make of it because I haven't seen. I mean, this is our first game on Tundra, but it's clear. Like whatever the strategy is, maybe the strategy has to change. Maybe the tank picks have to change. Maybe the whatever. But
that's 7-3-1.
Sheep and Hector have to be able to contribute more, right? Like they have to contribute more. Whatever. Like they're in a bad position, bad tank, bad push, whatever.
Right.
But they have to be put in a position to perform better in order to come out with wins on that map. So we continue on. It's 3-2. CatJAM can take it to a tiebreaker if they win this next one on Tundra, but Tomatitos just have to win one more to be successful and victorious.
Mm-hmm.
That was the slowest game, but it still didn't take that long.
It didn't take that long.
A couple minutes of just feeling it out, and then they pushed.
I mean, the 8-minute timer is so nice. You know, you can't camp. Early bleeds mean a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
They're a lot more significant.
And the fight matters a lot with only 6 tanks.
But it's just a good example of why people bring VZs. You know.
Yeah.
Hector got caught out, and I think if Hector didn't get caught out, it would have been a more cleaner brawl, and it would have been super close. Because I mean, he was literally a free pick, and it still was pretty close there. Because they had like 3 heavies on half HP, and so if Hector didn't get caught out, I think it would have been a closer game, and Newton probably would have had to come in, from south there.
And tabbing over to the tank picks, you can see, just like we said before, 2 VZs are the first picks for both teams. They know they both know what's gonna happen. Then
so this is like a really heavy map, and so it looks like they changed out like the bat chat or the
only difference is the 113 and the bat chat on this side. And I guess Titos are on
defense now,
right?
Defense,
defense for now, and opting for still having something mobile. While
I feel like
didn't bring anything mobile on defense. Well, I mean, besides heavies, but no scouts.
I feel like for what he was doing, like what Sheep was doing, he should have played a bat shot on attack too. Like a bat shot with hardening, and almost has 2k HP. He would have been able to clip Newton and just run away.
Mm-hmm. Looking here, I mean, the only difference is, 113 versus Batchat. That's the only difference in the lineups. And honestly,
and you know why?
I would expect to see.
You know why? Because another thing is like a 113. What does a 113 do? It catches on fire. What can a Batchat do? Catch it on fire. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say the bat shed also catches on fire.
True. But
I remember many discussions, and like I remember on some maps, it was just like, I'm running extinguisher. I don't care about rations. I'm running extinguisher.
But the Chinese tanks got fireworks stuffed into their fuel tanks. There's no shot.
I remember Impact was like one of those people that was just like, I don't care.
I can't even play on the pumps anymore.
I don't care about rations. I'm
like a 113 is a great, and it's a comfy
tank.
tank. But you'll be like, ooh, this is a really good spot. I'm about to be able to do so much damage, and then you catch on fire.
I can hear his mouse slamming right now as I hear him like, well, how's the fight going on the other side of the map, Impact? And then fire, and then slam. Like, I had him one, I was up 2 shots, and I caught on fire. But yeah, we see an aggressive play from CatJAM here. Desu is up there in his Super Conqueror.
But Toma's ready for it.
Yeah, look at Servant and Drogon. This is just a massive crossfire, but they're going to try to go in on those 2.277s. We'll see if Hector Sheep can get their clips out, and look at these shots going in on Newton and Desu. They go for the tracks. They do get a track, but no damage.
Hector taking his time, making sure he gets
go in on those 2.277s. The 2.277s are going to try to keep running. I would not be pushing him if I were you, Honey Badger. You don't want to help him along. You want to keep him there. And Serve takes another hit. Tomatitos and CatJAM HP even. Demonic Desu in the spot with his Super Conqueror, and now they're just do-si-doing around. Demonic Desu needs to kind of get safe as he can, because he will die next, and he needs to try not to give a complete hull down. And look at Drogon. He's found an interesting rock that's like, again, a spot you would never use in a pug match.
Right.
But just good, smart thinking, heads up thinking as he ran away.
I think they need to pick Bolt. They need to pick Bolt because he's playing on offside and he's a VZ. Look, he's just running. He's like, haha, I get to do 1,000 damage every 22 seconds. Well, it's like actually it's like 19.7.
Down guns, up HP, but Sebastian here in his bat chat, ready and loaded, looking to get some shots on.
He's down 1 shell though.
Yeah, Flub's that one. He's got 3 left. He'll get these out, but he just needs to not take too much in return. Oh, another Flub. And will he get this last one? He does get the last one. Okay, so not the best clip, but not the worst either. He got some damage out, and he didn't take any damage.
He basically clipped like 200 damage more than a VZ. You know what I mean? This is what happened there. It looks like Hasu trying to fight this. Sheep. Yeah.
They did a little counterplay where 2 of them went in, and look at this. They have to get the focus, and it looks like Sheep is loaded. He will get both of his shots out. They're trying to get Hasu down. Hasu backs up too much and gives Hector the shots. Yeah. He needs to make the guns in front of him.
Honey Badger actually messed up. Honey Badger actually messed up Hasu. Like, did you notice he was trying to drive down and then he like?
Oh, did he back up into him?
Yeah, he backed up into him.
Oh. And CatJAM is going to lose this one. I mean, we may be being too nitpicky. That may not have been enough to make enough of a change in the battle, but
oh no.
It's those little things sometimes, and that will wrap it up. Tomatitos.
Like he tapped him when he had his turret backwards, like towards Hector, and he tapped him and he backed off, and then I think he overcompensated. You know, like it happens in the heat of the moment. Because I mean, they were literally in a solid brawl for what was like a 2.5 minutes. It was just a brawl. But they were Fluky doing just damage. Like he's like at the end of, I mean, this is the end. It's a 4-2 in favor of Tomatitos. And Fluky probably, once we get all of the fantasy points added up, I think like him and like Hector are probably going to be the high ones. Because I mean, Hector, you know, those 3 kills are worth a lot of fantasy points. 91.9.
Newton, you said that 113. I mean, he only got 1 shot of damage out in that brawl, which it's not great. And here's your
Serve actually caught on fire, which was unfortunate for him.
Yeah,
he actually caught on fire, and I feel like that's why it was so close. He got on fire and he burned. You burn for like you know, even with like firefighting and stuff. You know, the crew trained. You still burn for like 400 to 500.
Yeah, here's your fantasy points here. You can see it in case anyone was curious. Again, !fantasy if you want to set up your team for Friday.
Hector, just doing work, just proving me wrong. I really like that he did, though. He was like, when we win.
Did well.
Yeah.
Sebastian did well. But yeah, Hector top pick from this match set.
11 kills. He is a kill secure.
That is a lot of kills. That is like double anyone else.
Yeah, he literally just killing. He's literally stealing the kills. But yeah, I really feel like it was solid. It was a solid execution by Tomatitos. Towards the end there, it was a really good brawl. They played defensively. They caught them out. I really feel like this is the kind of matchups I like,
These are like the matches I like to watch.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even that Ghost Town, I mean, it's early, meta's not developed. Tomatitos looked very dominant, and I just think CatJAM just probably hasn't done their homework on it yet. And now maybe they will. But Himmelsdorf, I mean, we saw hyper aggression from both teams on really all of the maps. I mean, maybe Tundra was the least aggressive, but it's still, I mean, that's just because they didn't push immediately. They just waited 2 minutes, did a little scouting, and then pushed on one of the sides. But otherwise, and not just excluded to the attacking side. Defensive aggression on Ghost Town, defensive aggression on Himmelsdorf. And it's just good, fun battles to watch and fun battles to cast as well. I guess that's probably going to do it for us here.